Sorry about that. We had a little bit of sound malfunction, and now we'll get to it. Sorry for the holdup. I will edit that part out later on tonight. So we'll get to the show. This is the first edition of Over the Headlines, where I briefly go over headlines and talk a bunch of shit. So let's get to it. We're at guns.com, and we're going to go over their headlines. I just refreshed, so nothing new has happened. And you saw me point at this, I'm guessing, because you guys didn't have any sound for a while, which sucked, but that's all right. Back up and running. I was just going over the headlines, and Smith & Wesson adds enhanced Model 686 and 686 Plus revolvers, which are pretty nice. If I was going to buy my first revolver, I think I would take a look at these. The smooth cylinder is very attractive. The sights are nice. Seems like a fun gun to take to the range and shoot. I don't see any practicality in it, carrying it or using it for home defense. But I guess if I lived in bear country, maybe I would. Army recruiter gets 17 years in straw purchase scheme to sell guns to Mexico's Gulf cartel. This was a little funny because this Army recruiter gets 17 years in a straw purchase scheme, but we also found out a little bit of, like, who cares? He's a dirtbag. He's probably going to get some stuff dropped off and do less than 17 years. But I went over, he was selling them Anderson AR-15 lower receivers. So the cartels are rocking the Anderson lowers. Zastava NPAP M70 rifles, 12 Zastava PAP M92 PV pistols, which I guess is, the cartel's going to have some okay stuff. I mean, it's still commercial garbage. Zastava HG pistol, do not know what that is. And Deltons. So the cartels are rocking Deltons, Andersons, and Zastavas. I thought that was pretty funny because their Deltons won't last too long, and that will lead to less cartel death uh, from their murderous rampages through Mexico. Those sons of bitches. All right, so when you see your next cartel headline, just know that cartel boss got like a gold-plated Delton and shit. Elderly woman shoots teen who broke into her home. Good job, elderly woman. Or maybe not. The elderly homeowner shot and killed the 19-year-old man after he forced his way into her Arkansas home early Sunday morning. The teen Cody Smith left a Halloween party drunk the night. I'm not laughing at any of the situation. I'm laughing at my fumble of words. Drunk the night. Drunk the night. I don't know. He was killed. Lived not far from the woman. Authorities said the security alarm went off at 3:30 in the morning. Blah 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 blah, and she blasted his ass. So this guy could have been, going to the wrong house. He was drunk. He thought he was at home. He was like, "Why is my door locked? I gotta kick it in again." But how's this elderly woman supposed to know? So she blasted him. Don't get drunk and try to go home if you don't know where the fuck you live. It's the moral of that story. And I briefly went over the TNW Firearms release home builder kit for Arrow, survival rifle and pistol. Just click on it real fast, let you know what calibers it comes in again. If you didn't see it on the screen, 45 ACP, 357 SIG, 40 10 millimeter using Glock pattern mags. Rimfire versions come in 22 LR and 22 WMR using Remington 795 or 7597 mags. Kit will be 375 MSRP, so expect it to be less than that. And yeah, I guess that's cool. It's ATF approved, 80%er. Oh yeah, the most important one was 9mm Luger. It came first because the most important amendment is the first. So the most important caliber is 9mm. And what's going on? Okay, they're just listening to me babble. What else we got going on here? Back up. Gun stocks bounce after Texas shooting. People are checking out their stocks and gun manufacturers to make sure they're not losing money, or checking anxiously to see if they made money, which is morbid and kind of weird. So fuck them. Bipartisan federal background check expansion proposed. So bipartisan, huh? So Republicans, what the fuck are these Republicans thinking? I don't get it. They don't want to get reelected, I guess. None of these Republicans want to get reelected that attach their fucking names to these anti-gun bills. This and background check expansion. What would that have stopped? Nothing. Wouldn't have stopped any of the shootings from ever. Okay? There's no proof. There's no proof that a background check stopped the shooting. So we got to find out. I went through this article and figured out that it died in committee, which is good. It had 188 co-sponsors. It was sponsored. It was drafted or first sponsored by a Democrat from California, Mike Thompson, and Guns.com, I guess, was not smart enough to get me the names of the 5 Republicans, including 5 Republicans. I want their names, the names of the 5 Republicans, because we remember those are the people that we remember, and those are the people that we replace in 2018. Or vote today. So it's election day. Replace them. Bye bye. All right, we'll go back. What else did I miss? Park ranger says FBI had a video camera pointing at the Bundy ranch. Tell me something I did not know. The FBI has a camera pointing at this guy right now, trying to hand you a Jehovah's Witness pamphlet. Report Air Force failed to submit Texas shooter's criminal history to FBI NICS. Now, all day I've been hearing people say, or somebody say, that the Air Force didn't have obligation to send them this, but I think that the military and the NICS system and the FBI has to be attached somehow. Otherwise, how would people with a military clearance get held up in a background check, in a federal background check? So I guess maybe he didn't do something that was considered felonious, but I would consider what he was doing felonious, and maybe that's where they made their mistake. Who knows? I'm just saying it's got to be their fault. Therefore, the government failed to secure your safety, even though you gave them so much liberty, and now you have neither. So go cry about it. Somebody warned you about that. There's a quote and everything. It's a founding father. TAC 14, a review of the TAC 14, blah, 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 it shoots. Indiana issues emergency rule to fix goof affecting rifle hunters this deer season. I heard about that. I'm not interested. But if you're in Indiana, you probably know about this and you're a hunter. Otherwise, it doesn't interest me. So I'm going to move on to the truth about guns and see what's up. Let me refresh just to see what we got going on. Anything new? Nope. Washington Post fights for gun control after President Trump praises good guy with a gun. What is the Washington Post? Is that the liberal one or the conservative one? It's not like the Washington. I can't remember. If it's the liberal one, what is this? Then yeah, they gave the CIA gave them $600 million to the Washington Post. So that tells you a little bit about the Washington Post. 3 lessons from the Sutherland Springs shooting. I didn't read this at all, so let's see what we can learn. Life-threatening violence can appear anywhere, anytime. I think people watching this know that. Carry a gun. I think most of the people watching this do that. It's pretty good advice. Be ready to use your gun. I think most of the people, under the right circumstances, will be forced to use their gun, whether they like it or not, whether they're ready or not. But being ready is advantageous, and I would suggest that too. So those are 3 good. I'm not going to go through all this blabber. So those are the 3 lessons from the Sutherland Springs shooting. Okay, I think those weren't. I don't know. Those are 3 lessons. All right, but I don't know if they were taught to us by that shooting in particular. Seems like a slow news day for guns. There's a giveaway here going on here for hunters. I'm not a hunter, but if you go to Henry, I think you can sign up for a giveaway for a repeating rifle. Henry's are pretty fancy lever action guns. I like them. And Truth About Guns was kind enough to give us a game review, a sci-fi space game review. Thanks for that, Truth About Guns. MSNBC anchor, an assault rifle is different than a gun. This just shows you how clueless some of the anchors are. Maybe she was told to say that by someone smarter than her just to piss us off, but I don't know. Maybe they're just stupid. And they like to think they assume they know more than they do. And that's why they come off looking like idiots. And so more people go on the internet, I find, through social media from the last time this happened in 2013. A lot more people are a lot more educated than they were back then. And it has to do with the proliferation of the interwebs and the information available and people figuring out that they can just get online and get the information for themselves, and they don't have to be stupid anymore. And some people just like to assume they know what the hell they're talking about. I mean, everybody does it, but some people do it to a greater degree. So we got this guy's pocket dump. Looks like he's carrying a Taurus, so we're just gonna pass his pocket dump. Illinois gun dealer license law complete with carve out. Back from the dead. So don't forget to boycott Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms because they like to sell you out. Question of the day. Would more gun safes lead to lower gun crime? I don't know. It seems like you're asking the wrong question. Would more gun safes with all the guns locked in them? I don't know. And in that case, would more gun safes lead to better safe crackers? Perhaps. It's a pretty stupid question. I mean, I guess if you just take the safe and drop it on the guy that's mugging you before he shoots you, then it would lead to less gun crime. So there's your answer. Gun review, Sig Sauer 1911 stainless super target. Seems fancy. It's another one of them guns like up top of the guns.com that I would take to the range and have fun with. Slide fire sales, when was November 7th, began at 10 a.m. I guess they stopped selling it shortly after the Las Vegas incident because they felt bad, but now they don't feel so bad anymore, so they're going to start selling it again. Anyway, get yourself a slide fire stock if you're gay. Sutherland Springs shooter wore bullet-resistant vest. I guess it's like a water-resistant watch. Carried 15 30-round ammunition magazines, 2 handguns, and a Ruger AR-15. See, I don't know who's writing this article, but it is, in fact, a Truth About Guns article with that headline. Robert Farrago. I'll have to look at some of his other articles sometime and see what's up with that guy. I don't like that headline. Might as well say 15 30-round magazine clips, a bullet, and a bullet retardant armor shield hoodie. All right, guys. Well, let me look at the comments. Yep, life in itself is a risk. That's why they say freedom is not safe. So don't expect it to be safe and prepare yourself for the whatever can happen. None of my rifles have assaulted anyone. Of course they haven't, Hans. Of course they haven't. And Robbie's going to end the show with Snarf, and we're going to remember the Thundercats. So, on that note, we'll end the show with word from our daily sponsor, which I guess is the Thundercats.
There is something else you must see, Lion-O. The most important part of your heritage. This is the mystic sword of omens and the source of our powers, the Eye of Thunder.